Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I am jumping back into House Flipper. So this is a game that I've played previously and played quite a lot. And the core mechanic there is that you have a little workshop from which you can accept different jobs, and those jobs expand to open up new skills and equipment. You can use that to improve your own workshop. You can actually buy different properties as you get more money and furnish them, which is a nice little added extra. And that was increasing sizes of houses that then expanded to the interiors, basic fixtures and fittings, early game and tidying and kind of repairing stuff, then progressing into furnishings and things like that. So the DLC that I have purchased is Garden Flipper, which is why we're currently in a garden, Farm Flipper and Luxury Flipper. So Luxury Flipper opens up much grander houses, swimming pools, all luxury things like that. We can access garden jobs straight away via our laptop in our little office, and that's what I've done here, just to kind of open up some of those mechanics. So first thing we were prompted to do is to clear up some weeds in the garden, which we have done. And I now need to scatter some gravel here. So pressing the square button, or the big button in the middle of the controller, will tell us what we need to do in each area. So here we've got to scatter single coloured gravel. If we click on that, it will take us to the shop where we can buy it. A couple of different colour options and sizes. I think I went with the standard one, or was it the yellow one? I suppose it doesn't really matter. Buy that, and then it gives us this little circle where we can hold down our R2 button and scatter the gravel down, which magically gets rid of that overgrown grass as well. That's going to give us a percentage of completion, and you can finish these jobs without 100% completion, but I like to think that the simulator games are the type of playthroughs where you don't really need to rush. It's more of a relaxing atmosphere. That being said, sometimes there might be a speck of dirt or something that you just can't find, and after you've spent a bit of time, you want to get on with your life basically, and so you can complete them without them. So because we are early in game, we're just going to have a couple of basic things here. So you can see that we've got a garden hose and a hand to pick things up. That's about it. Just to say quickly that this icon here, what you can do is you can use it to either clear areas. So if it is not worth any money, then it will come up saying remove on the screen. And in some environments there are things that you can sell. Those are generally the cleaning out jobs. If you try and sell other people's goods, I'll just do it here, you'll see there that you're prompted that there'll be a little bit of text that either says that's immoral or this is not Thief Simulator. So we're almost done with this one so that I can start a new one. So let's have a look at what else we need to do in order to complete this. So flower bed 1, we have scattered the gravel and we've placed a plant. So we need to place a plant in each of these flower beds, and it will tell us the type of plant that we need to put in there. So in order to fulfill the criteria and not spend loads of money, I'm going to cheap out on the plants and get the cheapest one that I can. So we need one in each section. Let's put that nice and central there. And we'll do the same. We'll put these the same, I think. So we've now got one in every area. Now, when I initially played this, I was thinking, okay, I put the plants down. Why is this not showing as me having completed the job? And that is because we need to actually take them out of the plant pots. and plant them. So you can see there's a icon to pot plant. We'll have to dig a nice little hole for it. And you do it rather than keeping your finger on R1 and it automatically digging, you do need to press it after each little animation there. We'll then be prompted to put the plant in, then cover the plant in soil like so. And lastly, we're going to give it some water. And there we go, that's job done on that area. We can now repeat that process here. So in terms of the DLC, Farm Simulator, Farm Flipper gives you access to farms. There's some animals on there, different mechanics than the main game. So the main game, the core game that you need to have in order to buy those DLC, that's quite a good game, in-depth game as a standalone. So that's going to take you through those mechanics that we talked about, where the houses get bigger and grander and there's more to do to complete them, and that means more cash, and that's quite enjoyable in that you can, once you've built up some cash, you can upgrade your office to be this little like lakeside cabin. You can put nice posh furniture and stuff like that in there. After we've done this job, you'll see the starter cabin that we're in that leaves a little bit to be desired. We've got to have something to work towards. And that should be job done. Once you've done the job, you see the prompt there to complete it by pressing R3. If you've not quite completed it, then it will say what percentage you've completed and whether you'd like to go ahead and do that without getting the full cash. We've done 100%, so I'm happy with that. And that's going to take us back to our little cabin area here. In terms of the DLC and their availability, what I would say is when you buy them, they won't show up on your homepage as being different games. And I say oddly, I'm not sure whether it is odd, but they're not immediately available when you come back to House Flipper. So you'll see here that in order to get onto Farm Flipper, we need to complete the first Farm DLC job, and to then access the Luxury Flipper and the Farm Flipper, we need to complete a couple more jobs. So not masses, we only need to do 1 to have a look at Farm Flipper, you only need to do 3 to look at Luxury. So our account balance up here in the top is 32,000, and we got a couple of different options here. So we have our browser where you can see that you can buy these different properties at different prices, right the way up to, well, there's one on the moon there, oddly. They're quite expensive. Historical Museum, 751,000. So there's a number of different jobs there to work through in the core game. That's the summer house that I mentioned earlier that we can purchase. And there's some different theming there, as you can see. I think the last time, so just to go through, there's a couple of like tongue-in-cheek references here. So case in point, I think decorated house, or was it, where is it, further down? Alone home is the Home Alone house. There is actually the friend's apartment there, the one to move into, which is quite nice. And then there's different themes, so you got like cyberpunk themes and things like that. Back to our mail, and this is where we can accept different jobs. So when you start out, you won't have all of the equipment or the skills. You got to earn them through taking the jobs. So you will need to do a couple of different types of things. So you can see here we got walls to knock down, and we got some bushes to remove. So let's carry on with a garden one for now. That gives us a little synopsis of what we need to do. And because we need to mow the lawn, that's going to open up the strimmer for us, hopefully. There also is progression via perk points. Let's wait for this to load and then I'll show you on the tablet. Congratulations, you have unlocked a new tool, which is the strimmer, as we hoped. So as well as what we need to do in terms of tasks, we can go through our different perks here. And we don't have any that we can unlock just yet, but each perk point will open up a different area. So you can see there that we can clean faster. You can see where the dirt is left on the map when you're cleaning, and then you've got a more efficient mop. So that's the kind of cleaning aspects of it. And then there's different areas. You can actually take pictures of the different houses, and I believe you can then, there's nothing in the gallery at the moment, you can actually put these as pictures on your wall. The store, as you can see there, is a little bit of everything. So there'll be all the different things that you need. Now, using the tablet for the tasks is useful to narrow it down because it's quite a lot on there. This looks like it's for a different DLC, although we can probably use some of that stuff for the farm bit. And then the cookbook, we didn't actually open that one up. So let's get on with this. First thing that you probably need to do when you get onto any type of area is there'll be some kind of tidy up job. So you can see there that we're not being prompted that we can actually pick up those bushes, but we can use the gun here to remove them. So I don't think we need these in this space, because what we're going to do is cut the grass and then we're going to lay some new grass, because I have done this one before, but for some reason it didn't save. And we got a bit of a wraparound garden on this one as well. So you can hold down the right thumbstick to run a bit faster here, and you can see that we have some grass to cut as well. So let's move over to our strimmer, hold down the R2 button, and I have turned the volume down just a little bit here, the sound effects and whatnot, so that you can hear me talking over the top of it. So that will, as always, show us the percentage of the lawn that we've cut. We've got a nice swimming pool here. Some sun lounges, very nice. As you can see, it covers quite a nice area actually, so it's not that you have to spend ages. I have played Lawnmower Simulator, which again I quite enjoyed, but sometimes, even though you want to be on the ride-ons, it can be quite difficult to cover all the areas. So we are at 72% cut here. That's probably just going to leave us the front bit. So we want to, ideally early game, motor through these jobs, get a couple of done in a play session. Typically I'll have somewhere in the region of about half an hour or so to play at a time, which fits nicely into capturing it for YouTube. To have some other games on the channel, quite focus on simulator games at the moment. If that's your bag, then there's some content there. So we got Car Mechanic Simulator, where there's some hints and tips. Have we completed that? Yes. We have Recycling Centre Simulator, which is in a series format, and Similarly, Hypermarket Simulator. There's also Alchemy Simulator, which is a bit on the lighter side. That each play day is, I think, 7.5 minutes. So it's more of a cartoony kind of order fulfilling type affair. Okay, so we've done that. We now need to lay our turf on these bits. So again, if we hover over the tablet and scoot along to tasks, and you can see that we need to spread some grass in the area, and we can buy different sizes. So we're going to want to place that neatly where we can here. Once we've placed that down, we can roll it out like so. And when we get to the end, we can cut and finish, and that's a nice piece of grass down there. And what you could do is buy a few of them and place them down, because as you saw there, it doesn't fit perfectly. I don't want to spend money that I don't need to. So let's just place that down. See, we can't put them perfectly next to each other at the moment, but what we can do is rotate this one and place it down ready for our next bit. Roll that one out. That's nice and straight. Perfect. Do this one. Right, the way to the end. Will it go past that bush? Oh no. It's a bit of a pain. We got a little bit here that we need to do. So the DLC are on sale at the moment. Different prices, I think, between kind of, well, I say roughly about £5 per DLC. We'll probably be making another video, and so I will clarify that. Oh, we've gone the wrong way. That's so we can press R2 to pick it up and rotate it like so. Don't want to be wasting our dollars. Oh, it's not quite lining up perfectly. Let's give that a go and roll that out. Nice. And let's finish off this little section here. So again, we can go to the lawn in our tasks menu just to go straight to the product that we need. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Square to buy it, rotate. It's pointing the right way this time. It's not perfectly straight, which is a little bit frustrating. Okay, so if we press the directional pad, then it will get it perfectly straight. Didn't want it to be askew. So yeah, I played House Flipper quite a bit, almost to complete all the jobs. So it's nice to have a DLC to kind of welcome you back in. There will be some repetition because I didn't save it all, but I'm not too worried about that. So these bits here, again, a little bit frustrating that we can't get to those at the moment. I'm not sure we're supposed to. So what does that leave us with? Let's have a look on our tablet. So shrubs, we removed the shrubs. The lawn, we've done 100%, and we've sold 6 objects. I do believe that is job done. We've completed 100% of the job, and we're going to get paid $841.49. So there you can see the early game, working through a job there. It's probably only going to take somewhere in the region of 10 to 15 minutes. If you know what you're doing, of course. So this is our... Okay. Use a shovel to remove all the molehills, but be careful. The malicious mole will create new ones if you don't find him. So I assume that's on our plot here. So as well as the jobs that we go to, you can see we got a bit of a rundown shack here. The bathroom leaves a little bit to be desired. It's not kind of operational for any particular thing. It's just nice to be able to improve it. We've got the lawnmower now, so we could go and cut all this grass. Don't know where I think the mole is on this bit. So I'd already gone through and removed all the weeds. Ah, there we go. So we've found our little friend. We don't want to harm him. He's going to disappear somewhere else, is he? Oh, he's left. Oh, there's a few of them. Let's just do this quickly because it might unlock something other than an achievement. That was quite lucky then. We found him on the very first molehill. That's something I've not seen before, so this is clearly linked to the DLC somehow. Unless there's also been developments to the game, because it was a while since I played it. So yeah, on the original game, there was only really... I think there might have been some grass trimming and the ability to chop down a few trees. Otherwise, that was pretty much it on the external spaces. So I'll just quickly show you before we end the video, and I'll pick up the next job in another video just to keep them a reasonable length. Is that all this stuff here is a bit run down, we don't really need it, so let's see if we can sell some of it. Not sure we'll get an awful lot. We get $7 for that. Hard work pays off, of course it does. Not sure that we'll need these tools at this point, because we will automatically be given these as we unlock them. So for example, when we take a job that involves demolishing walls, then we will need a sledgehammer to do that and automatically be provided with one. Don't need these things, so let's just tidy up a bit. We'll keep the desk and the chair. Everything else is a little bit run down. Let's just clear out our space, ready for a bit of refurb, which we can do after we unlock those different things. As much as the shower looks absolutely wonderful, and so does the toilet and sink, we'll remove those. We'll leave the plumbing in there for when we replace it. And you might be wondering why we can actually sell the windows and doors. That's because later in the game, you can also you can put things like French doors and stuff like that in there. So you would remove what was in there, buy a replacement, and install it. So we'll see that in future videos. Let's go back over to, so we'll just sell the last thing there. Let's go back over to our laptop. So in order, map of jobs. Now that we have completed that last job, we can skip over to Farm Flipper. So this is completely new to me. Okay, so yeah, got to find some kind of sheep. Okay, what we'll do is I'm going to go back here just to round off the video, and I will pick up some of the DLC in different different videos, so that what we can do is we can talk about those as well. Now, is there anything else that I've missed? I don't think so. So, just to recap very quickly, the core game, House Flipper, involves you having your own little premises. We start out with this little shack here. I've now unlocked the lawnmower, or the strimmer should I say, so that I can clear this up. Once I've done more jobs to unlock different tools and skills, so at the moment I've only got these particular things, then I can both improve this kind of office environment, and we can also go around and accept jobs via our little laptop here. We can take different types of jobs. The green ones are the garden flipper, so that is DLC jobs. These aren't in the core game, but those are going to open up different options, as we saw in terms of the grass cutter and things like that. We've also got an archive here of the jobs that we have completed. There's a couple on there that looks like I'd already done, and if we go back, then we've got a little map of jobs here. So we've opened up the Farm Flipper DLC by completing 3 of the core jobs. Do 2 more, that opens up Luxury Flipper, and that means that we can access all of our 3 DLCs that were purchased for about £5 each. The browser has different properties on here, so as we make cash we can go ahead and buy them, and this then becomes the House Flipper aspect. So we can do jobs to make cash and improve our skills and get perk points to become more efficient at different things. As we build up our cash, we will then move towards actually purchasing houses and flipping them. So we will improve them and sell them on at a profit. Now, if I remember correctly, that's a kind of little bidding process where there'll be a couple of people that is interested, and you can progress through all of those. And as you can see, there's quite a number on there to unlock. So a fair bit of content there, and it's a nice kind of, I would put it in the, I suppose, cozy simulator bracket in there. Certainly for myself, it's not one that I kind of rush through. And once you come to redecorate the houses, it is quite rewarding to maybe change up some of the windows and that kind of stuff. So a bit of a crossover with games like Architect Simulator, not as in depth. It's a bit of a kind of lighter version of a couple of different things. It'll be interesting to see what those DLC add. It looks like there's a little story arc to Farm Flipper, which we'll check out in the next video. If you enjoyed the video, then please do give it a thumbs up. I will be reading and responding to all the comments, and if you're interested in this game or any of the other games I've mentioned, then you can hit that subscribe button and it will alert you that there is some new content to watch. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in a future video.